director for the MEDC, as well as she's still with the chamber, and we're discussing some, there's coordination between the chamber and the MEDC, and I believe that we have, the MEDC has formally, take Cammie, poor choice of words probably, but
To be your bride?
our interim,
Yeah.
director, for the MEDC, as well as she's still with the chamber, and we're discussing some, there's coordination between the chamber and the MEDC, and I believe that, Cammie's somewhat aware of what, all the way what we've been talking about. And I also would like to welcome Stephen Parnell, the mayor-elect, to the meeting. And, Cammie has some ideas, and we talked about them, we think that we do know that we want a smooth transition as quickly as possible to continue with working with the Arkansas State Economic Development Corporation. Cammie has that relationship or rapport as far as what she calls on the phone. If it's Cammie and Magnolia, they know her. They know her when they see her. And she has been with them, worked with them, and all that. And she has brought up an excellent idea, and that's to invite the Arkansas Economic Development, some of the commissioners, any and all of them that want to come down. And we plan a forum, or no, not a forum, but a community type meeting, a day or night or whenever. We want to inform the public. We want the public citizens of Magnolia to know detailed or better, clear information and how we can work with them, and I'd say them, I'm talking about AEDC and vice versa. And we think we have that relationship with them through Cammie. It'll be a major economic savings for the expenses for both MEDC and the chamber. But now the chamber does have to meet, and I believe they meet next week, to finalize and their end, or their 50-50 end of the bargain. I don't think that's any problem whatsoever. But years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when we merged chamber and MEDC and called it the Alliance, I hope for those years that we could work to this point. And work with the chamber jointly. And it seems like that now would be the right time to put some strong efforts into it, and it'd be a great economic savings initially for both of us, MEDC and the chamber. And I'm turning it over to Cammie.
Okay, back on the agenda, let's back up just a little bit. I did attend the Meet the Consultants event hosted by Arkansas Economic Development Commission in Atlanta, and we had 30 site selector, project consultants, and those type people. Sylvia Quiston went with me. She was a huge asset. She spoke from the industry point of view to how Magnolia treats its industry. I can lie all day about, how great a town we are, but to have someone from that sector go and say, the workforce is quality, Albemarle's just happy as they can be from the headquarters down in Baton Rouge at the quality of work they get out of this plant here, and Celia went along, and it was good to have her to attest to that. I'm sending follow-up letters to all of those consultants. One of them even wants to come to the Blossom Festival. To me, you have to look at, when you meet people like that, you have to use all the tools that you have from your community. And the Blossom Festival is something that we do, and it came up in conversation, and they want to come, and I'm going to send them tickets and, keep a contact like that. And, you just never know what's appealing to people. But if that would bring them here to see the community for themselves firsthand, then, I'll do whatever I need to help make that happen. But I felt like it was a successful event. It was worth the time and money spent doing it, and I'm hoping to get some things out of that. Old business, we'll have to redo the budget and look back at that, and then I'll just try to get that out to all of you, because we've really not voted on a budget for the coming year. And then, Project Flight that y'all discussed last board meeting, we're no longer being considered for that. And so that one's off the table. Bonanza Creek, I spoke with, people from, AED this weekend while I was at Atlanta, and, to pave that road, 4 inches of asphalt, I think is $450,000. It's 1.4 miles, and he asked me he said, well, you know, they're already coming, and we really try to save our money to help entice people to come, and he said, you know, do y'all have any money, could you help put some in? And I said, well, possibly, and he said, well, you know, if y'all could do half, we could do half, and I said, well, you know, we'll just have to see about that and discuss that a little further. Bonanza Creek is not wanting the road done until like late August. But anyway, I called Renee Dicus back because we had been discussing with her on some of this, and so she was going to make some contacts at AED and then look into that for us through Southwest Planning and Development. So we're still working on that part.
We're looking for some other grant opportunities.
Right, to help in the paving of that. But, that's, you know, that's probably why they turned down our $50,000 worth of incentive money, because they really needed more than that. Like I'm cutting you out, Bob. It's like, nah, I don't need your 50,000, because I'm gonna need your 450,000. But, the electrical upgrades to the Business and Training Center for the welding school, I tried to call Jasper this morning, he was in a meeting, and I left a message for him to call me back. She thought he would be out before noon, but I don't know where that is on that. And then when I read back in the minutes, it said that we were gonna let SAU look into bids for that.
Have we approved that funding?
I think we did,
I
didn't
think
we?
we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need to do anything.
It was,
I think we did, but I think we were gonna let SAU look at some more people or be the,
Oh, that was it, we were gonna submit more bids, because they only had one bid.
yeah, had the
that
one
been
bid,
submitted on it.
and then nobody had checked out that company that Rick wired.
Right.
So, anyway, I wanted to follow up with Jasper, because he's probably gonna, I would think, the lead on that, even if we're paying for it, is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
understood.
Okay, so I'll follow up with Jasper, Lewis on that and kinda see where we are on that, and, the next steps we need to take with that. We are working on some new projects. I've been, in fact, when I was on my way in Thanksgiving, I spent several phone calls in the car working on Project Port. Be a little bit of a manufacturing thing, if we can get it going and work out some details. They've looked at the building, and, so we're just kinda, you know, helping them along. And, Project Crystallis, we have received a request for information on that project, so I'm going to read it this afternoon, because I have to let them know tomorrow if we're filling out the paperwork or not.
Cammie, would you take just a moment to, I'm not sure if Parnell's aware of the code names?
Yes,
explain-
we code names what these are. Project Port is something I made up to help me remember which one it is, and then the Project Chrysalis came from the state, from AED. And we meet certain criteria, and that's why we're being allowed to, possibly let them look at us. But, anyway, I'm gonna have to read that this afternoon and let them know in the morning if we're gonna participate in that or not. Some of the things, and I may make some phone calls to some of you, some of the things they may ask for, we'll have to decide if it's too expensive or not. So, anyway, we'll just read down through it and then see what it is for sure. Other than that, that's all I have.
are we